Hello and welcome to The Sidewoo. This is your host, Thibault, helping you navigate the wild and mysterious path that is the creative life. Join me as I ask our guests about the tools they use to help them survive in the creative wilderness.
We have a guest coming in.
Yeah.
Let me turn this towards
Just
you.
look up, make sure I have her name
Correctly.
because
Yeah, and I gotta have your name
it'll be
correctly.
fun. Oh yeah,
You know your name.
I know my name. I'm not as worried about that.
Your name has
Lots of letters.
Thibault.
Yes, that's right. You got it.
Thibault the Sidewoo.
Am I on? Yes, the Sidewoo podcast,
Yeah.
which has taken many iterations, but was mostly started in California.
Uh-huh.
And then I've been doing it since 2021, actually.
Oh wow, long time. 5 years.
Yeah, I know. It has.
And you were in California, now you're based in Santa Fe?
Albuquerque / Santa Fe, depending on. Yeah, I
What
moved.
day of the week?
Yeah, I moved to Albuquerque, and then now I'm working up here, so I'm trying to figure it out.
Yeah. And you're working at Site Santa Fe, right?
I am. That's right. How'd it go yesterday?
It was great. Yeah,
Yeah.
it was nice.
Cool.
Yeah, yesterday
Did you
we
get
had
some people?
Bob House's Pennies for Your Silence.
Oh, right.
So we were handing out little cloth bags with 50 pennies in each to whoever wanted them.
Oh, wow.
And Bob was there for a while. We talked with Bob on the radio for a while, which was great. And
Cool.
yeah, it was nice. I mean, July 4th is a quiet day for people going out. Everyone's
Yeah.
at home with eating barbecue or something.
Yeah. But
not
there was
me.
a lot of people in the museum, actually. I was surprised.
Yeah.
I kind of thought no one would be there, but
Well, that show is new and exciting. And so a lot
Totally.
of people
it
are
is.
coming by.
Yeah.
I was not unhappy with the turnout. I thought it was pretty good. Yes.
Good. Yeah. Well, and it's air conditioned. So, like, if you're sick of walking around, it's kind of a good spot to go.
Yeah. And they'll make you a cup of coffee.
Totally. And they have a good bookstore. I love that bookstore.
Yeah, very good. I know I was just looking in there yesterday at all the books related to New Mexico culture and history. And it's a
Yeah.
nice selection, a bunch of books I knew and a bunch of
feel
books
like-
I've never seen.
That might be even new since I first went there in like February.
Yeah, I think those books are related to this exhibition. Is why they have that
because
set
it's
of books.
pulling from that history. Yeah,
Exactly.
that makes sense. Because I was like, interesting choice from the bookstore purchaser, but I like it.
Yeah. So the person broadcasting after you can delay a little bit if we need to.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I mean, my guess is she just did a sound bath, so we're both like going to be a little blissed out.
Oh, good. A sound bath.
Yeah, over at Electra Gallery, which is like about 10 minutes away.
Uh-huh. And what is a sound bath?
Well, in this case, it was different than I expected because normally it's kind of like having a DJ where you have someone in charge of like the soundscape of the room, and a lot of times they'll use like singing bowls that have sounds associated with like chakras or different
Right.
energy frequencies. But in this case, she went around and did tarot readings for every single person first.
There was a group in there.
It was like 10 people.
Were you one of them? Okay.
And yeah, and the owner was one of them. And it was interesting because, like, if you get a group of people together, there's all these resonances with what they're going through. And so even though they were getting a reading, like, I related a lot to a couple of people.
Because you're listening to their reading. 'Cause
Yeah, you're all
together.
there.
Right.
Exactly. And so everybody was like, oh, yeah, that makes sense for me, too. And then she did like a 20-minute sound bath where I like when she was done, I like forgot that I was there. I was like kind of tripping out, and I like, this isn't very cool, but I thought I was in a parking lot somewhere. Like,
So you were transported.
I was like
by the
astral
meditation sound.
projecting into a parking lot where I was going to
Interesting.
go into like a 7-Eleven or
Right.
something.
And now you're in another parking lot in the back of
Literally,
the
I'm
truck.
like, here, maybe I was doing it here.
Yeah.
Because then when she told us to wake up, I was like, oh, I'm in this room with all these people. That's weird.
And it's something just play.
Yeah, if you've ever heard a singing bowl, they have kind of these hums. Yeah. And then when you play them together, they kind of lose the singularity of the sound. And it's just like a cloud of noise.
Kind of hip.
But pleasant. Yeah. And, you know, sometimes you can kind of feel it in different parts of your body, depending on the type of sound. So it's pretty cool.
played with hypnosis to help people get through subconscious.
Oh, yeah.
Jerry, you're going to need to use a microphone if you don't want to.
Oh, yeah.
on the
Sorry, we
radio.
can share this.
You can sit here too if you want. You can share one.
Sure.
Yeah.
No problem.
Yeah. Could you imagine Sigmund Freud and having people
No.
on a couch and then you?
I would not be able to relax with that guy leading the way. It's not exactly like a vulnerable space that I can imagine he would have created.
Yeah, I don't know.
You know, I don't know. I don't know him, obviously, but I wouldn't divulge too much to him, I don't think.
He was just trying to search ways in which people can work through their subconscious.
Yeah.
Whatever. And it sounds like that's a way.
Well, and have you read Many Minds, Many Masters?
No.
Or Many Lives, Many Masters, where this, I think they're always like Harvard trained psychologists. And he had this patient who was struggling, like she had all these problems. And then he was trying hypnosis as like a way to get her to tap into some other part of her brain or relax for the session. Because I think he was following that train of study. And I think something's like going to feedback a little bit. There's some kind of.
I think we're okay.
Okay. Yeah. It was like a little like.
Yeah, it's 4-1.
That's cool. No, this is great. But so in the book, like he starts doing hypnosis with this woman. And then instead of doing what they normally do, which is talk about her problems, she starts flashing back to past lives. And she'll go all the way back and then talk about it up until she dies in the lifetime. And sometimes she'll even talk about after she died, like what she experienced. And then she'll wake up not remembering any of it, and he'll like play her a tape of it so she can remember. But going through all these past lives, a lot of them were not happy. She somehow like subconsciously was like clearing stuff out because in her waking life, she would get better, but she wouldn't remember any of these like past life conversations. And then the thing that really proved it for him that they were real is during one of the hypnosis sessions is she went past her life. She died in the conversation of like, oh, and now I'm in this other space. And she then started channeling these like guides, and they told him about his son that had died that only him and his wife knew about, and like the name that they had for the son. And so it kind of was like proof for him that it was real because she would have never known. Nobody knew. So it's super interesting.
A lot of mystery out there.
But that's like a famous book from like the 70s or something. I don't know.
What's the name of the book again?
Many Lives, Many Masters, I think. And then he wrote a couple other books in that vein where he used hypnosis to help people access past lives.
It seemed like back in the 70s, there was a lot of books and information kind of like this.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's still around today.
For sure.
Yeah.
It's just on TikTok. People don't write books anymore, so.
The other thing
They just do
about a
selfie
lot
videos.
of it, whether it's past lives or tarot or I Ching is that a lot of it works even if it's not true. You know, like you were saying that people were going around. She was going around with 10 people doing tarot readings, and the ones for other people applied to you. And that's a lot of the brilliance, a lot of these divination systems that have been around
like
for thousands
you don't
of
totally
years.
understand how it works. But
Yeah, and all of the things have meaning to everyone.
Right.
Like that's how they ended up in the book of tarot and in the 64 I Ching hexagram descriptions.
Totally.
And so...
And I think that's like more Jungian, like he talks about the collective subconscious. So like we're all kind of just tapping into it in different ways. So whether you're resonating more with like tarot or, you know, I Ching. Are you into I Ching?
My wife is doing
cool.
a lot of I Ching studies and has a website, I Ching divination website that she put together years ago.
Awesome.
With Stephen Karcher. I don't know if you know, he's a well-known I Ching guy. Anyway, so there's a book and a website called Mothering Change. It's sort of women-centered I Ching.
Oh, wow. I'll look it up.
Yeah. And you can do free divinations on there. You can just
motheringchange.com or something?
Yeah, or .org. I'm not sure.
Okay, I'm going to look it up. And if she wants to be a guest on the show, by all means.
Sure.
Very open to
there was a physicist, Niels Bohr, who was a famous physicist, and he had this some African protector mask thing hanging above his fireplace in his house. And a friend of his, who was also a scientist, came to visit, and he asked him what it was, and Niels explained what it was, and he said, you're a scientist, you can't possibly believe that is going to does anything.
Yeah.
And he said, oh, they say it works even if you don't believe.
Oh, snap, Niels.
So I thought that was
that's fascinating. Yeah. I think people really struggle with that. Like, you can't be both. But then you talk to quantum physicists and they even more believe it than anyone, because they realize everything's conditional based on your thoughts and your consciousness.
Right. And different realities.
Yeah.
The Heisenberg uncertainty principle and Schrodinger's box.
Right.
All that, two opposing realities can both be true at the same time.
Hey, we got Zina.
Your guest is here. Okay, I'm going to hop out of the way.
Cool.
And come on in, Zina.
Thank you so much, guys. Hi. Okay, so to catch you up, I told everybody that we were doing a sound bath with you and that we're probably blissed out. But how do you say your last name? Shukri?
Al Shukri.
Al Shukri.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Well, welcome to the Side Woo.
We're here.
Yeah. Where do you live? Not in Santa Fe, for those listening.
I'm in Little Rock, Arkansas right now.
Yeah. Well, and you opened your sound bath session with something I've never heard, which is that Arkansas is really healing.
It is actually a very healing place. It's has a lot of clean water, and we're laying on basically standing on a crystalline grid of quartz crystal.
It's so wild.
Yeah, very potent energy there, and deep forests, and a lot of
Are the Ozarks in Arkansas?
Yes,
they are.
Yes.
Okay. Do you feel that connected to that part of the country? Because that's got its own subcultural. I only am saying this because I just watched Ozark, the TV show.
Yes.
So not an expert opinion by any means.
I think the ancestral energy there is really repressed. I think that there's a lot of decolonial work to do in Arkansas because there's so many native bodies there that have been sort of severed from the deep roots of their heritage. It's been kind of covered up with a lot of red state stuff and good old boy activity.
And what does quartz crystal do again? What is the energy of that?
It amplifies whatever energy you're hanging on to, whatever energy that you're trying to bring in or attract. It's just an amplifier. It's like creates a mirroring effect.
Wow.
Yes.
Okay. Interesting. So maybe it's not good or bad. It's just.
It's definitely a benevolent being, for sure. But I mean, everything is neutral, right? It's what you decide to make it.
Yeah. Got it. That's interesting, thinking about people living there and what it brings up, so that potentially there could be healing. But yeah, I mean, so because you haven't lived there all your life, so you're kind of discovering it from fish out of water perspective.
Somewhat, yeah. I was born in Baghdad, Iraq, and we came here to the United States as refugees. We immigrated, and we lived all over, St. Louis, Florida.
Oh, really? Why was it military that you traveled a lot, or just?
Academia, higher ed.
Same thing.
Yes, yes, it is.
There's probably, I never thought about it that way, but there's probably a lot of kind of parallels to the lifestyle.
Yeah, it's all slavery.
Get in line, follow hierarchy.
Sit in this box.
Yeah. Cool. Okay. And then you landed on the East Coast, kind of the end of that period?
The West Coast, which is where we met.
No, but like during our session, you said like you're from the East. But maybe you meant
the Middle East.
Okay.
Yes, Swana region.
Got it. Yeah. Okay. I was thinking like Jersey or something like, because you're like, we yell a lot and we throw things. And I'm like, that sounds like Jersey or something.
Well, I mean, because there's a lot of Italians in Jersey, right?
I mean, and I'm part Italian, so I resonated with that a lot. I was like, yeah, we do yell a lot.
Yeah, we're hot people. Mm-hmm. The molecules move fast when it's hot.
It's true, yeah. But yeah, and then you ended up like in probably the polar opposite of San Francisco.
Very, very, very much so.
You have to be chill.
Very much so. I don't miss San Francisco as much as I thought I would.
Yeah.
Like I love it. It created so much space and connection and energy and creativity for me, but it's just not what it used to be.
Yeah.
But nowhere is, and we're in the process of creating something different for ourselves now.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And how did you get into woo-woo stuff? Because I don't know if you were as into it when I met you, or if it wasn't like as forward. Like we were in grad school, so and it wasn't the same as it is now, where you could really talk about woo-woo stuff and be taken seriously.
Yeah, the witch wound has definitely been healed in a lot of us. I think we've been working on that for the past few years. Yeah. I think I've always been into woo-woo stuff, even as a child, because I do come from a long line of women healers, like midwives, village medicine women, herbalists. Like my great-grandmother was the village medicine woman. Like the doctors would take people to her when they couldn't figure out what was going on. She would heal them.
Yeah.
So, you know, the psychic spidey clairs are very potent in our family.
The 5 clairs.
The 5 clairs.
For those who don't know what that means.
Yes.
It's like clairvoyance, clairsentient, clairaudient, I don't know what else there is, but there's 5 of them.
Yeah. Yeah, we don't have to box them up.
Oh, really? Yeah, well, I was going to say, like, we're operating it. Yeah, so clairvoyance, like, you see with your third eye / it looks real, depending on how strong your ability is. And then clairaudient, you like literally hear things. Clairsentient is like feeling. So for me, that happens a lot. Like if someone's got some physical ailment or like stress is manifesting in their body, like you feel that from them before you can like articulate. Like it usually comes first for me. I don't know if that's true for you. But it also takes a while to figure out that you're doing it, because I do think probably we all do it to some extent.
Right. And I feel like they also cross over onto each other. It's not, you know, there's varying
it's not like
degrees.
Cut and dry,
like varying degrees of each ability. And you can really just cultivate it and exercise it.
Yeah. And you can say to your guides or to yourself, like, I don't want to see a ghost, or, you know, like, I don't want to constantly feel other people's ailments or stress or whatever.
Exactly.
And then focus on, like, getting it through one of the channels.
I love that.
Is what, like, teachers that I've worked with have suggested. Like, if you don't want all of them, like, focus on the one and, like, kind of work on that.
Exactly, because it is just the thread of creativity, and you get to choose which channel it goes through.
Totally, yeah, like being a painter versus
or a dancer.
Sculptor.
Yeah,
a dancer, yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, so, I mean, I've always had very vivid dreams as a child.
Oh, okay.
And that sort of sparked my curiosity into astrology and the human psyche and the psychology and the mapping and even like physical mannerisms and attributes of people. I've always had a curiosity of humans and animals and their psychology. And astrologies just seem to be the rational, for me at least, the rational route to
that's
take.
Cool. Yeah, you got really into astrology during our tarot
Oh my
readings
gosh.
that we did. They heard all about it. So
2020 was like a deep obsessive dive where I would stay up until 5 or 6 o'clock in the morning for like 6 years, and then after that, I said I need teachers now. So and when I kind of let that out into the universe, they appeared like literally like 78-year-old women in the woods on a full moon was like my first astrology teacher, and she appeared.
Okay.
And then another one I found online, and we've become close. So, it's just...
Jessica Lanyadu has been my main teacher because she's been doing her podcast since like 2016. And every week does a chart reading for the week, and then also talks a lot about just bigger picture astrology.
Yes.
Which it's been like very kind of amateur for me because I haven't taken a class where you can pull your own chart and everything. But I feel like from that I've learned so much, and also it's very much how she reads things. So I don't know if what discipline you're part of, because there's different ways to interpret astrology too.
Well, so with Maureen Richmond, she used to be a money astrologer for extremely wealthy people.
Oh, wow.
She quit that and she became a UFO astrologer, and so she has had
what does that mean?
She has done extensive research over the past 30 years, and she has a book now on the astrological aspects of UFO sightings and connecting that to historical patterns and patterns in war. And NASA,
it's part of our psychology and maybe not so much real, or?
Well, no. I mean, it's part of the patterns, partly psychology that we recreate for ourselves, but also the fate that it's outside of our hands versus the destiny that we create for ourselves, right? Because a lot of times we are at the mercy of the energy that we're being dealt. Totally. And it's what we do with that energy is how we sort of create our life for ourselves, right? And so she has an extensive research that NASA tried to get their hands on, and she was like, no way.
Wait, really? Oh, wow.
Yes. And then Lynette Duncan, who is...
I mean, and I will say NASA seems pretty benign now compared to other government agencies.
Well...
But probably they'd put it in the files, and you wouldn't want everybody to see it. I don't know.
Well, so my parents worked for NASA, and not to divulge too much information or to put any threat on any family members' lives, but they were hired for not so benevolent or astronomical
research. It was more like space war kind of situation.
Kind of, yes. Yes. Like a lot of spy stuff going on with NASA. They're spying on a lot of other countries and spaces. Yes.
Right.
Yes, you can.
Totally.
Yes, you can.
Well, and that's why Elon makes such a fun enemy now that we're turning Trump is turning on him. Cool.
Well, I mean, he's just a giant child with a bunch of really expensive toys, and that's very dangerous when the child doesn't have a guiding parent.
Right. And too much money.
Too much money.
Yeah.
It's a recipe for destruction. Yeah. So,
but back to UFOs. So, is she saying that they're coming all the time, and that we just are seeking them out at certain points, or are they going to touch down at and really be present, or what's the arc of this?
So she has said that they've touched down for a while now.
Yeah.
That they have been watching, and that there's a reason why after when the U.S. military detonates experimental nuclear.
Right. They're don't do that.
And so that's when sightings start to pick up, right? That's why there's a lot of sightings in New Mexico. So they're watching and they're paying attention, and there are some assigned to Earth to make sure that they protect her and not to let her depraved children destroy her precious body.
Yeah. I mean, that makes sense.
Yeah.
There'd be some kind of
because it's not
desire
just us.
for planets not to blow up.
It's so much bigger than us.
Yeah. Well, and then she was your teacher, so what did you guys do together as, like, teachers? Like, because that's not really the focus, as I know you, to have, like, you're not talking about aliens all the time.
No, I would go to her apartment every Tuesday and Thursday afternoon for an hour, and it would sit there, and I would get my lesson, and she would start with the basics and move through there. And she was very rigorous.
Okay.
Cool. Yeah.
That's great. And so how do you use it in your life now? Are you mapping out your day, your week, your month, or are you more bigger picture, like, you know, wars and, you know, I don't know, there are different terms like humanistic versus event-centric?
Definitely. Like, for me, I don't really pay too much to the astrology for myself, just because I'm writing on my inner knowing, and you know, if there's something pressing, I will look, and I know too. I already know the transits and the aspects that are happening, because once you lock in,
shake things up for you, or
But once you lock in, you know that there's always just going to be constant shifting. So I think for me at this point, I'm really kind of mapping out what's happening collectively, what's happening with this country, what's happening with the psyche of the people in the United States, what's happening with the psyche with the people in the Middle East, and you know. But then
how do you suggest, like, if people listening are like, but like, how would they, as people who maybe aren't going to do the study that you do, how could they use astrology to, like, inform their activism or their understanding of, like, what feels like overwhelming amount of bad news? You know, like, how could you maybe use astrology to deal with that in some way?
Or
do you think that is even the point of it? Like,
it is the point of it. Like, service, self-love, and service is the point of what we're here to do. So my second astrology teacher, Lynette Duncan, at Oracle of Your Soul on Instagram, she taught me life path astrology. And so we can look at someone's chart and see, like, what would be reap the highest, like, potential growth as far as, like, what we're here to do on this earth, like, what our assignment,
like, individually is. Like, what's our career path or our personal path, or
even like spirit, like spiritual, like, because I hate the word should, but they should intertwine with each other, the spiritual path and the career path, because we're severed from that for a very, very long time, but now we're starting to come back to ourselves, and that we cannot sever our spiritual, our heart, our soul from our career, because we show up at a job where we hate, and it starts to break us down, and that's not, it's not sustainable, and it's not going to last for much longer.
I just read Martha Beck's new book, Way of Integrity, and she talks a lot about that. Like, integrity in every area of your life is important, otherwise that part will start to destroy everything else, and, like, your soul wants to resonate in harmony, and as soon as you're stepping away from what is for you, it's like you go into the woods of hell. Basically, she uses the whole Dante's Inferno as a metaphor, so, like, going through the different layers of hell. And then the interesting thing about Dante's Inferno and this book is, did you ever read that growing up, like, in college or something?
A long time ago, and pieces of it. Not, like, back to back hungrily.
Totally. I think I, like, skipped over it in Italian class or something. But basically, the end of hell for Dante is you have to climb onto Satan and go down underneath where he's standing, and then you end up in purgatory, which is, like, the beginning of your ascent into, like, a happy life. And I thought, like, that really resonates with what we were talking today in the tarot readings, which is, like, digging into your, like, deepest, darkest shadow and, like, loving it as a way to resonate, like, in this different way with all your shame and all the garbage. And so we kind of switch gears, but I don't know, that came up for me, like, this idea of, like, just loving the darkest parts of ourselves in order to move forward.
Yeah, that self-love practice is crucial.
And I think, that translates to how we can love people who are maybe doing bad things right now too, because ultimately we can't just cut everyone out who's acting like an idiot right now. Like, they're still going to be here. So how do we integrate them back in?
It's a very good question. Yeah. I think the matter is that we set the example, like we set the precedent with our own integrity, and other people will feel emboldened to do the same thing. Right? Because this type of behavior goes both ways. If you behave badly, that's also infectious, right?
Right, yeah. And what I've learned, because I've been in hiding for a lot of my life. For those not listening, I've talked about it on the podcast, but I've been in the closet for a lot of my life, and just recently came out as queer and trans. And I mean, being so woo-woo, I've gotten the message of all the opportunities that I've missed to make other people's lives better by showing them someone who is okay with themselves, and then they didn't get to have that model, and so they didn't do the thing that they're supposed to do, or it's you just don't know what ripple effect you're going to have, and sometimes all people need is a model of what that would look like.
Exactly.
And you just don't even know who you can affect just by being yourself, which also came up in the tarot readings.
The age of the guru is over. So the shadow side of Pluto and Capricorn, which is what we were going through in the past 17 years.
Oh, yeah, with COVID. It's the culmination.
Capitalism, patriarchy, misogyny, but also integrity, right? So anything that wasn't built on integrity is why we're seeing it crumble now. And now the shift into Aquarius is creating authenticity. And that's how we heal each other, is by completely being ourselves. It is that simple. It is that simple.
Yeah, and I love that because it makes you, I think the fear, the fear, especially in America, is
shame.
By being completely yourself, you're going to separate from the herd, be ostracized, or be selfish, and why do you get to be happy when everyone else is suffering? When really, again, you might be showing the way, or you're just going maybe to a different group of people. Every time I've made a huge change in my life, there's always been people there. It just, the move from one group to another, the one lifestyle to another, there's always people at the other end, but you have to kind of go alone.
Yes.
I mean, for you, I'm curious too, how this plus your creative path have intersected. I think we're kind of getting close to time, but just... I feel like the artist's journey is also a very kind of solitary one where you have to kind of carve out community.
You definitely, you have to create everything. As a creator, this is what we're here to do. We create our community, create our life, we create our art pieces, we create our podcasts, right? So as an artist, I think for me, the biggest shift for me was death. Just facing and seeing a lot of death in my personal sphere, family, community, even the death of a country. It was triggered inside of me the need to heal through my creativity, through making art, because creativity is the closest we get to God or the universe or whatever you want to call it, right? That thread, because that's what it is. And so the closer that I got to my creativity, the closer I got to myself, the closer I got to the universe, to God, to the ancestors, it's just been this amazing avalanche of inter and exterior connectedness that it's created.
And one of your practices is doing painted portraits of people in person.
Yes.
So that's a literal connection as well as, this kind of creative connection.
Yeah. I mean, that's how I started. I've done portraits for 20 years now.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, it was the most simplistic way for me to be able to hang on to people, right? To have some kind of like longevity in a short-lived conversation, and to actually feel like there's a tangible evidence of a relationship there. And also to show people love and to make people feel seen.
Yeah, I was going to say that. Yeah. Getting your portrait done is like, you're literally being seen and documented, and
they're watching themselves being seen, because it's not like the easel's turned away from them. They're watching themselves. We're going to have to do a portrait of you.
I was going to say, I would love that. Yeah, that sounds great.
Yeah, they're watching themselves emerge through what they're giving me and the filter that this world has created, that is my psyche and my body. Yeah.
Ooh, I love that. I feel like I want to do some hot takes. Okay. What kind of food do you have in Arkansas? Like,
oh boy,
what are the like?
So there's been some nice farm to table surgences in Arkansas, but it's really a lot of fried food.
Is it? Okay.
It's still that country fried food that the farmers would eat before they go out to till the land, and it's like we're not going out there to till the land anymore.
So you don't need that
delicious fried pies and fried pickles and fried tomatoes, and
I'm not angry about that.
It's delicious.
Well, okay, I guess this will be good for the Santa Fe people. New Mexican food, have you been eating here since you got or mission style Mexican food from the Bay Area? This is like fighting words.
Ooh, I'm gonna say mission style.
Oh snap! And why?
I feel like because I'm in Santa Fe right now, there's a different level of patronage, and there's a different clientele, and so
it's not like comfort food here, whereas the Mission in San Francisco is very...
It's catered to the population that lives here, which is predominantly retired white folks, right? They don't want really spicy food. They want something a little more mild because it hurts their mouths. Right?
Well, and I've learned apparently the chili crops, every crop is different levels of spiciness. Because I had that complaint where I had like a couple really spicy dishes when I first moved here, and then it was like, where did the spice go? Burn my face off. You're not doing it. I need the spice. And I was told like it could be just even the crop of chilies.
It's possible.
But I feel you. Okay, so you need the spice. You want to be like...
I feel like in the Mission, though, that the community was so tight that they weren't catering to anyone else but their traditions.
I agree with that,
So
it's different. Yeah, it's total, like the geography of it alone is a different ballgame.
Yes.
All right, let's see. What do we got? So Art World, Snobbery, LA or New York?
Oh, my. Very different. Both petty. Both dog eat dog.
Both petty. I love
both petty. Both highly pretentious. But I like LA better.
Okay.
Just because I've been able to have more, and I don't know if it's the timeline of the situation, but I've been able to have more heartfelt conversations and connections with people in LA. I feel like they might be more open, and I feel like the people in New York are a little more guarded and a little more nose to the grindstone.
Okay. Okay, what about like Europe? Or let's see, destinations are also Art World. We got Mexico City or Berlin.
Mexico City for sure.
Yeah, I feel the same way.
Yeah.
Vibrant and not depressing. No offense, Berlin, but it's kind of depressing. Like, that's kind of why you would go to Berlin if you want to be depressed for a while. Dance it out.
Right? Some hard house.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, definitely Mexico City, just because the climate. I like the warmth. Yeah. There's so much integration going on in Mexico City right now, and I feel like there's still that level of hierarchy in Berlin, racism, classism. Definitely the white supremacy is alive and well there.
Well, I do think it's there too in Mexico City.
Yes.
And there's like, of course, all the like expats, and I'm using quotes because that's kind of like a shitty word for immigrants.
Right.
But yeah, I would say they both have problems, but I still like Mexico City better.
Give me the sun and the
and the good food and yeah. Well, I think we're overstaying our welcome, but thank you so much to the guys running the truck. And if you want to find the Side Woo podcast, you can go to wherever you find podcasts. It's on Apple, Spotify, The Side, and WOO, Woo, like woo woo. And then Zina, you can find her work.
Yes, my work is at Electra Gallery, which is at 825 Early Street, Suite D in Santa Fe. Amazing gallery. George is the owner, and she is really pushing for collective spirituality, collective integration, rooted in heart and just authenticity and integrity. So it's a really great space.
Yes, and I will be in a group show next Friday that opens, and it's called The Third Way, and it's all artists who identify either as queer, trans, or something in between, part of the LGBTQ plus community. So if you want to go see some queer witchy art, come by.
Yes.
I think it's 5 to 8 p.m. on Friday next week. Thank you so much. This was so fun.
So much.
So impromptu, but also fun.
Yes, thank you.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
That's all for this week's episode. Thank you so much for listening. This was your host, Thibault, with sound editing help by Natasha Lowy. If you love this episode, please share it with a friend, rate us a review, and give us 5 stars for good karma points. To watch along, subscribe to our YouTube channel and see all of our videos and live talk recordings there. Thanks so much for listening. See you next time on The Side Woo.